Hello and welcome back to my film, TV, video blog thing that I still haven't figured out a name for. And also, Happy New Year! The reason I sound terrible and I look terrible is because I'm still recovering from the New Year's Eve party. I don't know about yourself, but I think it's going to be a good year. I mean, it's not going to take much to beat 2016. But enough about that, let's talk about what this week's video is all about. I got to cameo in the popular Netflix series of The Crown. This was my first ever extras job, which pretty much gave me the bug, and I think it was in mid-2015 when I filmed my segment. Time flies. So without further ado, check out the only cameo that I got in episode 10 of The Crown. How was that? Yeah, pretty sweet? Let me guess, you didn't even spot me in that one. It's unsurprising, it's a very quick clip unfortunately. Well, here's a little hint. I looked a little bit like this, had my hair greased to one side with a little side parting going on, and I sort of had a newspaper that I was waving about like an idiot. So take another look. Yeah, that was me waving a newspaper. You'd never tell because it's the back of my head again. The scene was supposed to be a bunch of reporters who were staking out Balmoral, and when the cars turn up we just mob them. Some people had the cool looking flash bulbs going off the cameras. I got stuck with a newspaper prop, which to be fair I was happy with because it gave me something to do. Otherwise, you know, you just sort of stood there trying to get into a scene that you don't really comprehend because they only tell you little segments of the story, so it was pretty good. I actually thought I'd be in a bigger sequence because they shot a lot from different angles, and there was even a few actors on set. There was a guy just to my right who was supposed to be like the lead reporter. He wasn't an extra like everyone else, and he kept sort of looking over at the newspaper and doing all this, and sort of spoke to him a little bit, so I just figured, oh yeah, hell, I might even get, you know, in profile in this shot, but never mind. Still, putting the actual footage aside, I had a fantastic time on this set, and like I say, it really gave me the bug. I met some really interesting people. A lot of the other extras were pretty decent. There was a chap I met called Gordon Milne who gave me a copy of his book and told me to check out some of his online work, so actually you should check that out because I read the book and it's pretty decent. Go Gordon. Also, it's just nice to sort of interact with other people who are working in the film industry and just seeing why they do it. I mean, a lot of the other extras I figured would be like me, you know, basically interested in acting, lighting, filming, editing, just everything I'm obsessed with, but that wasn't the case actually. I'd say a few of them were interested in the film side of it, but some of them did see it as just a job, which is fine because we all need to make a wage. But for me, it was the equivalent of giving drugs to a junkie, and I loved being a part of this show. I'll tell you one cool thing actually about being on set. I was stood by having a cup of tea, just lounging about, you know, where the trailers were. I sort of turned round and there's a guy leaning in a car window. I turned back and my first thought is, oh, he kind of looks like Matt Smith. Wait a minute, Matt Smith is in The Crown. That is Matt Smith. It was kind of hard to distinguish him at first because he obviously had blonde hair. I'm used to seeing him as the Doctor Who black-haired character, and he had a big mosquito net sort of covering his face, but it was definitely Matt Smith. I was totally going to do a fanboy and just go over there, but I didn't because being an extra, you're not really supposed to be going up to the talent while they're working. I mean, he wasn't actually in front of a camera at that time, but you can get into trouble and thrown off a set and obviously not get paid, so... And it was my first time on a set, so I didn't really know what I could and couldn't do, so I sort of didn't go over. I do regret that a little bit, but I'm pretty certain that if I'd have crossed the lot to go speak to him, I would have been stopped, as there was a lot of extras wranglers pretty much just herding us towards the T-vans. Another thing about being on set, there was loads of mosquitoes biting that day. We must have been by some water, I believe. And as I was in costume and went to makeup to probably have my hair re-slicked for the 12th time or something, the makeup woman sprayed my hands and sprayed a bit of my face with mosquito repellent. Unfortunately, she sprayed too much and it like soaked the front of my trousers. Now, me being me, I just went, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. But the woman looked absolutely terrified, and I sort of clicked because I'm wearing these vintage clothes that are obviously cost a little bit of money. So then basically I had to go with my tail between my legs back to the wardrobe department to explain what had happened. And one of the wardrobe assistants was not happy, and she sort of disappeared to speak to this makeup woman, so I did feel bad I feel like I ratted her out actually, but she was like, oh, give me a name, tell me who it was. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to be in the middle of this, you know. If you want to hear more about my experience on the set of The Crown, go check out my article on creators. I've written in a little more detail and included behind the scenes photos. The link to the article's in the description box below. Unless of course you're actually watching this video in the article, in which case, thank you very much. So as usual, thanks for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye.